Distinguished guests, members of the DAS Academy, members of the DAS Board, other colleagues, parents, friends, graduates. It's a great honour to represent the University of South Wales at today's celebration of student achievement. I'm delighted on this, my first visit to Singapore, to be able to attend in person, and I'd like to thank the Dyslexia Association of Singapore Academy for inviting me, for making me feel so welcome, and for providing the opportunity for us to work together in person over the last few days. It's a tremendous pleasure to be here to celebrate the achievements of all the students graduating, whether they are students who have completed one of our SEN, ALN courses, or whether they have completed one of the many other excellent courses delivered by the DAS Academy. The event has been superbly organised, and it's a fitting platform to mark the hard work and dedication that has culminated in these awards. It's an additional pleasure to listen to the experiences of our valedictorians from different cohorts of study. Not all graduation ceremonies make space to hear the words and share in the thoughts of the students themselves, but here we do. And this adds a welcome extra dimension to the event. It is great to hear firsthand how people have interacted with the experience of higher study, as it reminds us of that mix of hard work, inspiration, support, and application that, when combined successfully, help us develop ourselves professionally, academically, and personally. I'd like to spend a little time now thinking about what development means in terms of our role as educators. Whatever our different job titles may be, many of us, perhaps most of us in this room, broadly speaking, view ourselves as educators, whether we work with young children, adolescents, young people, or adults. This morning, those of you who are graduating woke up as graduands, those who are eligible to graduate but have not yet passed through the official ceremony that confers graduate status on you. Tomorrow morning, you will wake up as graduates. So, what will the difference be? Well, everything will be the same, and everything will be different. What do I mean by that? Let me use my first visit here to Singapore to try and illustrate the point. On Friday, I spent a highly enjoyable day cycling on your green rail corridor from King Albert Park to the beaches of Sentosa Island, where I was grateful to have a cooling swim in the ocean. We have such cycle trails in the United Kingdom. We utilise abandoned rail lines, so at first it all seemed very familiar. Everything was the same. But then I started noticing the little differences, the incredibly lush vegetation, the plants with leaves far bigger than those we get in the UK, the calls of birds unfamiliar to my ears. And finally, to convince me that I was not in the UK, the sign that said, "What to do if confronted by wild monkeys." Everything was different. Then also, I have been enjoying using your excellent MRT system. Again, this seems very familiar. I have been using the underground system in London for many years. The sliding doors, the straps to hang on to, the challenge of working out which way the train is going, the signs asking you to be polite to other passengers, everything was the same. And then I saw the sign, "No durians." Well, you don't see that on the London Underground. Everything was different. Tomorrow morning, you will wake up as usual. You will go through your morning routine. You will perhaps be in the normal rush to get you and your family ready for the day, Everything will be the same. But you will also wake up as graduates. Everything will be different. Not long after I graduated from my master's program, and I have to say that was a long time ago, I was working in a large college for young people. Some of my students found accessing the curriculum quite challenging. One day, I was at my desk making some very simple drawings that I could use with my students to help them understand the topic that we would be learning. A colleague looked at what I was doing and said in a sarcastic voice, "Is that what doing a master's teaches you?" I said, "No, I don't need a master's to make a drawing, but doing the master's made me think about how I can better support my students to learn. And today, that means drawing simple pictures." Everything was different as a result of my studies. This will be you. You will be going out to work from now on as the person you always were, hardworking, dedicated, conscientious. Everything is the same. But everything will also be different if you consider the new skills, attitudes, and processes that you have studied so hard to acquire and which you now have been recognized as achieving in this joyful graduation ceremony. Why spend time this morning reminding ourselves of the transformational nature of this process? Well, it is to remind us that graduation ceremonies are celebrating much more than additional qualifications and accreditations to be added to our CVs, as important as this is. We are here celebrating that each and every person who has or will be about to walk across this stage will have taken something uniquely formed and personal from the course they have studied. A whole series of new ideas, attitudes, and skills have been made available by the work of you graduands and graduates, combined with the efforts of your tutors and the support of your friends and families. When put like this, it is quite an astonishing achievement. Although none of us who are involved in the delivery of the courses can know in advance precisely what each of you will have taken away from your studies, we can be sure that in common with graduate students the world over, you will now have a set of richer, deeper, more profound insights into your professional practice. These insights will have a positive benefit on the children and adults and young people over the coming years who you work with, helping them and you to move forward an educational system about which Singapore is justifiably extremely proud. Both personally and on behalf of the University of South Wales, it is a pleasure and a privilege to take a small part in this. I offer final congratulations to you all and a sincere wish that you take all the enjoyment from today that is possible. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful occasion.